Ongoro. Kindly subscribe and like my YouTube channel. My YouTube name, it is Sam Ongoro. Now, today I want to talk about these independent women. I want to talk to an independent woman of the 21st century. Today I want to talk to independent woman of the 21st century. Now, let me start by what the Bible says about independent women. I know in many times, wherever you go around, you hear a lot of women talking to one another or talking to men how they are independent and they don't need a man in their lives. There are so many. You can even attest. There are so many women who go around saying they don't need a man. How they are independent. They don't need a man. They make their own money. They're well educated. They have everything in short. So they don't need a man. Before I could go any further, I would like to read to you what the Bible says. What does the good book say? What does God say about being single or being alone? Now, I want us to read the book of Genesis, chapter 2, verse 18. And I quote, it says, the Lord God said, it is not good for the man to be alone. This is God who is saying that it is not good for the man to be alone. God continued by saying, he will make a helper suitable for a man. The Lord continued to say that he, God, will make a helper suitable for a man. And who is a woman. So God created a man, a woman, based on man. It's not good. The Lord is saying, it is not good for the man to be alone. He, God, will make a helper suitable for a man or for him. So then God put Adam to sleep. He took one of his rib and he created a helper who is suitable for the man. So in short, woman was created because of a man. And God said, he made a helper who is suitable for a man. Now you tell me from this verse, where does it say that a woman can live alone? A woman does not need a man. And yet a woman was created for man. God said, I will create a helper suitable for the man, who is a woman. So a woman was created to suit the man. However, the modern woman has changed it and said they are independent. They don't need a man in their lives. Let me go again. Let me ask you another question here before I go any further. Is it biblical to live alone? Is it biblical to live alone or to be single and independent without a man? In fact, the lives of Apostle Paul and Jesus make singleness a legitimate way of life. The lives of Paul, Apostle Paul, and the life of Jesus Christ makes singleness a legitimate way of life. And let me continue here. However, from a biblical world view, there's a question there. However, from a biblical world view, it would be impossible to argue that single living is the ideal for a flourishing society. Rather, read the book of Genesis. Read the book of Genesis. A flourishing society begins with a fruitful and multiplying family. Let me repeat that. A flourishing society begins with a fruitful and multiplying a family. Now the question I want to ask you, my sisters, how can you multiply a family alone? Can you? Can you? I'm not perfect. I stand to be corrected. And Paul continued saying, if you can afford to live single, then do. But if you cannot afford to be single, get married. In short, what Paul was trying to say is, if you can afford the temptation, if you can control your feelings, the urge of being with the opposite sex, then you can be single. But if you cannot control your feelings, nor the urge of having an opposite sex in your life, then get married. Get married and avoid the temptation. That's what Paul was trying to say. I have seen a lot of people who say they don't want to be married, especially, let me say, I was speaking today about women. I know fathers, and fathers are not supposed to be married. I don't know. I don't belong in that religion, so I don't know their beliefs. However, there's one thing I know. Being a father, you don't need to be married. But there's so many. You've had cases of fathers dying in lodgings. You've had so many. You have had fathers impregnating nuns and young people. What does that mean? That is exactly what Paul was trying to talk about. If you cannot control your feelings, the urge of being with an opposite sex, then get married. If you cannot control it. It says, if your eye makes you sin, then you need to pluck the eye out. However, if you cannot afford to live a single life, get married. So let me say this. So what it means is you want to have a flourishing society. Excuse me. Excuse me. So what this means is if you want to have a flourishing society, it must start with a fruitful and a multiplying family. You cannot be single and multiply a family. In short, you need a man in your life to multiply a family. That's what the good book says. That's what the good book says. You can tell me, I don't want children. I don't want to multiply a family. I want to be single and alone. There's so many women that I know. They're single, truly they are. But they have more than 20 men in their lives. They're dating, they're seeing more, they are sexually involved with more than 20 men. And yet the door or the line to their life is open for free registration. In short, what am I trying to say here? The 20 men that they're seeing, they still are not enough. They are open for more. And then they walk shoulder high and say, I don't need a man in my life. I love my single life. Really? You say you don't need a man in your life. My sister, you're lying to yourself. Kazi ya Mungu haina makosa. Ni sisi binadamu tunapaka kazi ya Mungu ikue na matope. It is us, human beings, who make the works of God to look dirty. But kazi ya Mungu haina makosa, absolutely. No matter what. Kazi ya Mungu haina makosa. Ni sisi wanadamu tumeipaka kazi ya Mwenyezi Mungu matope, ndio inakaa kuwa na matope. It is us, human beings. You find a woman was married. Ameachwa na bwana yake. Now she's single and they say, oh, I'm single and happy. I'm happy and single. Independent woman. Yet, you are dating. Yes, you have men in your life. It's just that you have no one that you can call your own. Uko na wanaume wengi, nida hauna ule unaweza ita wako. But uko na wanaume maishani mwako. Uko na wanaume kwa maisha yako. And yet, you walk shoulder high, unasema you don't need a man in your life. You are independent. My sister, you are not single. You are dating a lot of men. It's just that you don't have the one that you can call your own. But huyu mwanamke aliachwa na bwana yake ama aliwacha bwana yake. Now an advice other women, oh, you see them talking, I can't take club from a man. I don't know how you stand to live with a man. I can't stand to be with a man 24/7 that I need to ask for permission to go here, to go there. You're single, but you're dating so many. You don't know who's who in your life. You have so many men in your life. And now, mwanamke mwenye anataka kufunja ndoa yake na mikono yake, as per the good book, anasikiza mambo, huyo anamwambia, but you follow these women who are independent and single. Follow them to their homes at night. After they close their bedroom doors, they cry. They cry hysterically. They cry. Believe me, you. There's one lady who's a very strong woman, very single. She used to talk like the way I'm telling you now how women talk nowadays. One time when I was talking to her, she told me, Sam, when I retired to my bedroom, ninalianga mpaka ninaweka blanketi kwa mdomo, so that my neighbors wasisikie nikilia, so that my children should not hear me cry. But when I wake up in the morning, I wipe my tears, freshen up, go face my children with confidence, like I am okay. But inwardly, inside me, I am not all right. My sister, let us not fool ourselves. Recently, I was listening to a very powerful lady, a very powerful lady in power currently. This lady was advising women. And this woman said clearly that no matter how educated you are, no matter how powerful you are, no matter the amount of money you have, no matter how beautiful you are, we women need men in our lives to guide us and give us direction, and also to be the head in our lives. That's a very powerful woman. She has her own money. But that woman had those words to say. And then you go around listening to women say, I'm independent. I have listened to a lot of women say, I don't need a man in my life. What do I need a man for? And yet, men you have. Not 1, not 2, not 10, not 15. All I want you to say is that I am single by choice. And I'm seeing whoever I want. I don't want to be responsible to someone. I don't want to be accountable to someone. Who is a man in your life? Because when you are engaged with one man, you owe them an explanation where you are, where you've been, what you do, and your plans. You have no one that you can call your own. You have so many in your life. You are not answerable to anyone. You can date, see whoever you want. You are a free molecule, but you are not independent that you don't need a man in your life. Paul said clearly, if you can handle being single, in other words, if you can control your urge, just like Paul and Jesus Christ, that you don't need a woman or a man in your life, then you are good to go. But if you are seeing so many men, you are not single, you are a woman of many men. In short, you cannot be single, but dating over 20 men, and your door is still open, or the line is open for more customers free of charge, or with some kind or some form of payment. Nah. Some people are single. They're making money from men. Left, right, center. And then when they're walking out, they say, I am single, independent, I don't need a man. There are women who are dating men for they get something in return. And there are those who date men to satisfy their urge, to satisfy their feelings, their sex urge. They don't charge anything. And there are those who do it, engage in sexual activities in form of rewards. They have to get some kind of rewards in return. And then when they're talking out there, they talk like angels. I don't need a man. I don't need a man in my life. If that is the case, then get married, my sister. You need a man. There's so many things that can go wrong. Women say, oh, I'm so beautiful. I don't need a man. But you have so many men. It's not that you don't need, you can only say that I don't have one man in my life. I don't need one man in my life. I need a variety. I need all of them. That's why you hear women saying, oh, men are dogs. Then I wonder, who allowed you to go out with every dog? Then who's a dog here? Now, being an independent woman, this is what it means. Being an independent woman means that you are able to find happiness on your own without having to rely on another person for happiness, who happens to be a man. You find women say they're independent, they're not a man in their lives. But they are dating, nowadays women are, seeing one another. They go buy these toys that they play with, and they say they don't need a man in their lives. If you cannot control that urge, that feeling, then get married, my sister. Being an independent woman, this is what it means. It means that you are able to find happiness on your own without having to rely on another person who is, in this case, a man for your happiness. That's a woman who's independent. But if you have to rely on a man for your happiness, then you are not an independent woman. I hear women say, I don't need a man in my life. I'm happy being single. I love my life the way it is. And yet at night you cry all night. I've heard women say, oh, I have my own house. I don't need a man. I pay my own bills. I don't need a man. I take myself out. I don't need a man. I take care of myself. I don't need a man. I drive myself to work. I don't need a man. I am a very beautiful woman. I can't take crap from any man at all. I have a well-paying job. I earn 6 figures a month. Why do I need a man in my life? I can take myself on vacation. I can pay my own rent. I can pay my own utilities. But my sister, one thing for sure that you are not telling everybody else, that one thing that you are not being sincere to yourself, even to God, is one. You have your own house. I don't deny it, but that house was bought by a man. Believe me, you. There are women who buy their own houses, I don't deny. But the majority of women, the houses that they call their own, they have been bought by a man's money. You pay your own bills, but through men's money, that you can be able to pay your bills. You take care of yourself. Yes, I know. Your nails, your hair. There is a man who's financing your lifestyle. You have your own car. That car, believe me, you, is been bought by a man. Even men service that car. Even men are the one fueling that car. Believe me, you, my sister. You drive yourself to work. There is a guy who's fueling that car. There is a man somewhere. You are well educated, my sister. Don't let your education fool you that you can be an independent woman, and yet you are seeing more than 10 men. And even your education was financed by a man. You say you are very beautiful. You don't need a man. You can't take nonsense from a man. I am on high demand. I don't know why men like cheap women or easy women. I don't know why. You know, a man, you can go and say, oh, that girl is good, I've slept with her, I'm done with her. Then another fellow man will just go try that woman. And another one will go try. Cheap products attracts a lot of customers. Beauty is busy sending young women to marriages, to relationships, and yet keeps sending them back. Their character keeps sending them back to where they belong, single. Now they get to the point where they are seeing so many men, but have none to call their own. A lot of people say, oh, I earn money. My sister, money and having a man in your life are two different things. Having money and having a man in your life are two different things. And even that money you have, you may find that it's being given to you by different men. Believe me. I hear people say, oh, I can go on vacation alone. I see a lot of single women posting photos of big hotels in airlines going all over. But they never show who is financing that lifestyle. They don't show us. Go to social media and see. They don't tell you who is financing those trips, who is financing those luxurious life that they are enjoying. It is men who are doing it, but behind the curtains, behind the scenes. Ladies, let's be honest. A woman was created for man. So there's no way you can separate a woman from a man. So there's no way you can be single, independent, beautiful, have it all, that you can live alone without a man. So a breakfast you wear, my sister, you're just pretending and you know the truth. You are trying to recruit many people to join you. And yet, what you do behind the curtain, behind the scenes, is worse than a married woman. Believe me, you. Believe me, you, my sister. If I were you, ningekwambia kazi ya Mungu haina makosa. Ni sisi binadamu tumejiwekea mambo mingi kwa relationships. Tumeleta mambo mingi. I want my husband to do this for me. I want my husband to do ABCD. Yet you are an helper. You are created to help your husband. There's some things that you need to do for yourself. You are not a luggage. You are a helper. So don't make all these demands from your man. That I cannot get married if the one man cannot provide this for me and do that and do this. No. You are a helper. A helper is not just to sit. A helper is someone who can do something. Do something for yourself also. Then if your husband helps you, that will be an added advantage or an added bonus to you as a woman. But you cannot go around and say that you don't need a man, and then you have more than a handful of men in your life. There's another lady who was saying she's single and happily. Yet she's seeing more than 6 men. And all of them, she tells them, are married. So that when she is with this man, this other man will not call. They will know that she is with her husband and the other woman is single. She can never invite you to her house because she will tell you, my husband is at home. My sister, kitakuramba siku moja. If you want to enjoy your life and a long life, instead of seeing all these many men, choose one. Have one man in your life. You are single, but men are financing your lifestyle. My sister, I don't know how many times I should repeat this. Kazi ya Mungu hainanga makosa. Ni sisi binadamu tunapakanga kazi ya Mungu matope. Most women are single during the day. But behind the scenes, they have men left, right, center. Most women are single, but their body count, they have even lost the count. They don't even know. And yet they are single. And yet they are single. There's a lady I met recently, this past weekend. She told me that to be honest, there are some things I have done in my life. And when I look back, I am not happy about it. I am not proud of it. Absolutely not. Then I said, what are those things? My brother, the things that men have shown me. I have dated men who is who in a society. Who is who among us. But at the end of the day, what do I have? I have 4 lovely children. Nothing to show for. I am so miserable. I need a man in my life. 5 years ago, this girl was saying she's independent, she got wives are suffering, marriage is a no-go zone. There's another lady. She told me one time, this was like 2 years ago, that I'm dating married men. That is even the reason why I don't want to get married. I asked her a question that my sister, if one day you'll be married, would you want your husband to date single women like you? And the lady told me, no, my husband will not be able to cheat. I said, why do you think your husband will not be able to cheat? Is your husband an angel from heaven or is a man that you'll find in this world? She says, I'll choose a right one. Time went by. She made herself so comfortable with her lifestyle, she told me she will never want to get married. I met her about a year ago. She told me she is engaged. And actually, right now, she's married. But she's going through a divorce again, 7 months into marriage. She's getting a divorce because she doesn't know how to stay loyal to one man. There are some things that we do in life, and then it turns out to be a lifestyle, which is so hard for us to quit. But everything starts in your mind and ends in your mind. So this lady is going through a divorce as we speak. And the wedding was come in sea. Because the husband realized this woman has been cheating with 2 different men. The husband, so now she's going through a divorce. And I want to tell you, my sister, in everything that you do in this life, we are planting a seed. Na kufuna ni lazima tutafuna with interest. Believe me you. Upandacho ndicho utafuna. Wasipanda mahindi uvune maharagwe. So be very careful. And I always tell people, make wise choices while it's sober. Think through it, because choices have consequences. Things that you do now may affect you adversely or positively tomorrow. So be very careful on when it comes to choice making. Let me go home. I was listening to a very beautiful, very vibrant, energetic lady who was in power. A very powerful woman. She has her own money. She has everything. She has the looks. She has money. She has her own cars. She has bodyguards. She has everything. But this woman had a wise saying to tell. She was advising women that no matter whatever you do, no matter who you are, no matter where you are in life, we women need men in their lives to guide them, to direct them, to be the heads of them. They women need men to be submissive to them. In short, what this woman was trying to say is no matter the circumstances you find yourself, you need a man in your life. And honestly, I do believe so. You need a man. My sister, you cannot be everywhere. You are not rain that can rain everywhere. You cannot be with every man. And even the Bible says the beautiful, the handsome one have not yet been born. And you cannot find a man who's got everything that you are looking for. Even you yourself, you are not perfect. You have some shortcomings. Even every man that you meet will have a shortcoming somewhere. They will have a weakness somewhere. But that weakness, you can work and make it a strength in your relationship or in any man. You can change a man. Women have power to change and impact men in so many ways. However, women lie to themselves that they can be independent. They don't need men. I don't think so. Kasi ya Mungu haina makosa. I was listening to another guy. He's a friend of mine. He lives in the US. He's a guy from South Sudan. We were talking with him a few days ago. He was telling me, Sam, I don't understand what is happening. The devil is attacking families left, right, center. The devil does not want God's people to be in marriages, to be in a serious relationships. In short, the devil hates families. So the devil is separating families left, right, center. I looked at the guy and we were talking on a video call. And I told him, my brother, I agree. It's not only in America that the devil is attacking families. The devil is destroying families across the world. It's not only in America. But I asked him a question, my brother. How can the devil destroy something that he has no control over? How can the devil destroy something that he has no power over? Something that the devil has no control over. The devil can only ruin and destroy things that are under its control. Things that are under the devil's authority. Those are the things that the devil can destroy. I don't think the devil is destroying the families just because the devil intrudes and destroys. The devil destroys families because we in marriage have allowed the devil to do so. Now, my brother, I was telling my brother, you find a woman is dating so many men, and yet she's married. And actually nowadays, married women cheat more than single women. Actually, married women are cheating more. They are cheating more than men. Now, that's a topic for another day. So I told this guy, when you start cheating, when you start dating, seeing other women other than your wife, where is the devil? My brother, is it the devil that sent you there? You know, there's a video I made last time and I said, you know, being in marriage, making love is like a fellowship. There is an opening prayer. Then after the prayer, there is praise and worship. Then there is an offering. Then the main message. Now, you find a strange woman. You take her number. You start talking. You start texting. You even arrange on how to meet. You are married. You know the days then your wife will not be available. You try to cover your tracks so that your wife or your husband will not know. And only you to come up and say, the devil has destroyed my marriage. When you are in bed with a devil, when you are in constant chat with the devil, and then when you are caught, that's the only time you condemn the devil. Otherwise, the devil is good. The devil is glorified. And that's why you see people justifying sin left, right, center. I have come across people who are justifying sin. They have reasons as to why they do what they do, and yet they know it is a sin. I have people justify mediocrity. Now, my brother, what you're doing, you know very well, is sin, it's wrong. Having sex before marriage, you know very well, is fornication. Having sex outside your marriage, you know it's adultery. It's well known. Now you go do it. When you are caught, you start condemning the devil. Do you know the reason why you condemn the devil? My sister, my brother, it's because you've been caught. I'm telling you, if you could have continued with your habit, with your sinning, without being caught, you will glorify the devil. Until you're caught, then you say, I don't know, it's the devil lied to you. The devil did not lie to you at once. The devil did not lie to you at once. You started texting, chatting, even arranging. You need privacy to cheat. So you arranged. You removed your clothes, your socks, and everything. You even laid in bed. You even showered. Where were you all the time? You had enough time to assemble the devil. Ladies and gentlemen, let's stop glorifying the devil. Let's stop giving the devil powers. The devil can only destroy what he has control over. Something that the devil has power over is what the devil can destroy. Something that the devil has no power, has no control, the devil cannot destroy. Who is the center of your life? If God is, then the devil cannot destroy you. But the moment you allow the devil to come in between you and your spouse, the moment you allow the devil to invade your mind, that is the time you start saying you don't need a man. And yet, you are saying so many. Now, when kikikuramba, ndio utakuja kusema, oh, Sedani alinidanganya, oh, it's the devil, you start blaming. Guess what? You only blame because kimekuramba and because you've been caught. Put God at the center of your life. Let God be in charge of your life. Then the devil will not be able to destroy you easily. The devil has influence of something that it has power over. Things that the devil can control. Those are the things that he can mold and manage. But if you are above the devil cannot destroy you, nor ruin your family, nor ruin your relationship, nor the devil cannot ruin your life. It cannot. Put God first in your life, and everything else shall be new. But the moment we start, having misconception in our mind that we can do better without a man. Remember, God created a woman for man. God said, I will create a helper suitable for the man. So, my sisters, you were created for a man. I know this will not sail well with some people, but you know what? The earlier, the better you accept the truth and make right choices. It is never too late, ladies and gentlemen. If God says yes, no one will say no. Stop allowing the devil to ruin your life. They say, we need wisdom. And how do people acquire wisdom? By the fear of God. People say when you have the fear of God, that will be the beginning of wisdom in your life. And when you have wisdom, you've got everything. When you have God in your life, you have everything. Stop this thing saying that you're independent. You stop doing all these wrong things. And then you have reasons to justify everything that you do in your life. Even the things that you know they are not right. Things that